On April 28, 2025, BBC Africa Eye released Blood Parliament.
He's caught in the stampede, and we lose him. Ademba's right. Somebody's going to die. What just happened? Behind the smoke, 3 bodies remain.
A documentary that sent shockwaves across Kenya and the continent of Africa. It lays bare the brutal crackdown on the June 2024 Gen Z protests, where young Kenyans faced live bullets for opposing the finance bill. At least 39 lives were lost, and the perpetrators hid in plain sight until now.
All it takes is one little click.
This is a story of a nation's pain, a youth's defiance, and a damning truth that demands justice. The Finance Bill 2024 ignited fury across Kenya. Proposed by President William Ruto's government, it aimed to raise $2.7 billion through taxes on essentials like bread, sanitary pads, and internet data. Public hearings showed 70% of Kenyans opposed to it.
To suspend hiyo finance bill kwanza, iende watu wa Kenya watoe zile vipengele zenye wa Kenya wataki, alafu tuende kwa discussion ili mambo iendelee. Kama sio hivyo tuendelee na ile finance bill yenye ilikuwa ya 2023-2024.
Gen Z, armed with smartphones and hashtags like #RejectFinanceBill 2024, organized protests on social media, free of political or ethnic divides. By June 18th, peaceful marches filled Nairobi, Eldoret, and Mombasa, demanding the bill's withdrawal.
Mimi nimeambia wabunge wenzangu, tukirudi bungeni, kwa sababu nimeona pia media yote iko hapa, mujue ya kwamba hii kitu sisi tutapitisha. Na nilisema na nirudie, serikali haishindwi. Mimi kama chief whip kule bungeni nitahakikisha hii kitu ya finance bill imepita.
The government dropped some taxes, like a 16% levy on bread, but protesters wanted the entire bill scrapped. On June 25th, the protests turned deadly. After MPs passed the bill, 3,000 to 4,000 protesters stormed the parliament in Nairobi, smashing windows, stealing the ceremonial mess, and setting parts of the building ablaze. Police responded with live ammunition, killing at least 19 in Nairobi alone, according to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. President Ruto called the protests treasonous and deployed the military, vowing a full response. But human rights groups including Amnesty International condemned the police for using live bullets on unarmed crowds. Wanjeri Nderu of the International Society of Human Rights said it felt like, quote and unquote, we were at war. The Kenya Human Rights Commission reported 73 deaths, including Abdi Kadir, Rex Kanyike Masai, Ibrahim Kamau, Kennedy Onyango, Evans Kiratu, Eric Shieni, and David Chege. Most were in their 20s, dreaming of a better Kenya. A protester shot in both legs was filmed screaming, "I haven't done anything wrong. They shot me for nothing." Families still search for their loved ones abducted during the chaos. The Kenya Medical Association reported 31 injuries, 13 from live bullets. BBC Africa Eye, renowned for exposing atrocities like Sudan's Khartoum massacre, took on Blood Parliament. For months, they sifted through 300 protester videos, eyewitness accounts, and forensic evidence. Using open source intelligence like geolocation and video verification, they pieced together the truth behind the bloodshed, despite official silence. Their work builds on a legacy of impact. Past documentaries led to a codeine ban on Nigeria and exposed to war crimes in Cameroon. Now, they have turned their lens on Kenya's darkest day.
There's no doubt some of these shots hit David and Erickson. Meaning this man is the one who fired them. But how do you track a man with just a photo of his back? Look at the uniforms. Different weapons. Different body armor. Riot shields. Headgear. And in his case, an upturned neck guard. His features single him out in a video shot a minute later. A perfect match. He keeps his back turned in this one too. All except for one little click. Before he opened fire, he made sure to hide his face.
Blood Parliament delivers damning evidence, released on April 28, 2025.
It starts with the protesters leaving Parliament.
My name is Faith Odhiambo, and I'm the president of the Law Society of Kenya. The video is very clear. It shows that the protesters were walking out of Parliament, and when the shooting starts, they were all running out.
As a reminder, Eric's here, in his yellow gloves. We lose him for a moment, but pick him back up as he reaches the exit. A last flash of his yellow gloves, and then Eric goes down. Now we've got the gunshot, we can get the shooter. At first, the bedlam obscures any clues. Then this man steps into frame. He's just 25 meters from Eric. And there's no question where his rifle's pointing.
It identifies police officers who fired live rounds, violating human rights laws.
His uniform. A white shoulder patch, a matte green helmet, tan boots, and a solid stock rifle. Perhaps that's enough. Same helmet, same boots, and a solid stock rifle. And the shoulder patch? Were he the shooter, it'd be on his other shoulder, which he shows in this video shot seconds later. There. Our suspect wasn't there by mistake. He was working for someone. So the last question is, who? The answer lies in these. Taken 7 minutes after the killing. The squad's moved, but our suspect's still with them. There he is, and there's his badge. But is it white? Boost the natural color. Black, red, and green too. Only one part of Kenya's security forces officially wears this when deployed domestically. The army.
It also uncovers abductions, with some victims found dead. BBC Verify confirmed excessive force through dozens of videos matched to Google Street View and local reports. The documentary names perpetrators, expressing coordinated crackdown, even linking one of the killers to the army. Kenyans on X erupted. Christian Della posted, "If we don't get justice after this, we don't have a country." The teaser shared on April 25th promised to unmask those hidden to the world, sparking global outrage. The documentary has reignited demands for accountability. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority is probing 4 officers already, but witnesses fear coming forward. The Law Society of Kenya and Human Rights Watch call for an international tribunal. President Ruto vetoed the finance bill on June 26, 2024 and promised dialogue.
Let me tell you, Joe, members of parliament are representatives of the people, elected. They are not fools and they are not mad. And I want to say, one day, Kenya will know that the MPs who voted yes are the true heroes of Kenya.
But protests persisted, demanding systemic reforms. A July 7, 2024 vigil honored the fallen. Catholic bishops and the UN urged restraint, but trust in police remains eroded, especially as Kenyan officers lead a mission to Haiti. Blood Parliament is a gut punch to Kenya's conscience. It reveals a generation's courage and a system's failures. Available on BBC News Africa's YouTube channel, this damning expose challenges Kenya to act. Will justice prevail, or will impunity reign? The youth, undeterred, keep fighting. This is Kenya's turning point.
So unless the policies are changing, unless they actually see what we're saying and why we're on the street, it will keep on coming, yeah?
Gen Z like accountability. Oh, yeah. You promised us this and you're not delivering. Why? We need to hold you accountable. So it is definitely not a floating moment. Once we're done with this, definitely talking about recalling MPs, and yeah, let's see how that's gonna go.
Newsroom, Maisha TV, Ushabi Jr.